Have you ever been on a date or in a conversation with a woman and felt like something was missing? Maybe you're doing all the right things, dressing well, making her laugh, even planning thoughtful dates, but somehow the connection just isn't there. What if I told you there's one thing that 99% of men don't do, but women absolutely love it? And here's the kicker, it has nothing to do with your looks, your bank account, or your social status. It's something simple, yet incredibly powerful, that can completely change the way women see you. In fact, it's so effective that once you start doing it, you'll notice an immediate shift in how women respond to you. But here's the catch. Most men are so focused on trying to impress or perform that they completely overlook it. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in the friend zone, or like you're just not making the impact you want, this one tip could be the game changer you've been looking for. It's not about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's about understanding what women truly value in a man. And the best part, it's something you can start doing today. Hey everyone, welcome to Stoic Stream, the place where we dive deep into understanding human behavior, mastering relationships, and unlocking the secrets to personal growth. I'm your name, and if you're new here, we focus on practical, no-nonsense advice to help you level up in life, especially when it comes to dating, communication, and self-improvement. Today, we're talking about emotional presence, the one thing that 99% of men overlook, but women absolutely adore. Emotional presence is the ability to be fully present in the moment, to listen deeply and to connect with her on an emotional level. It's about making her feel seen, heard, and valued. And here's the thing, when you master this, you'll stand out in a way that most men never do. Let's be honest, dating can feel like a maze sometimes. You might be doing all the right things, but still feel like you're not making the connection you want. The truth is, most men are so focused on trying to impress or perform that they miss the one thing women truly crave. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what emotional presence is, why women love it so much, and how you can start practicing it today. Whether you're looking to build deeper connections, get out of the friend zone, or simply understand what women really want, this video is for you. So if you're ready to take your dating life to the next level, stick around. By the end of this, you'll have a clear understanding of how to create genuine connections that set you apart from the crowd. And hey, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Stoic Stream community. We're all about growth, clarity, and mastering the game of life. All right, let's dive in. What is emotional presence? Let's start by breaking down what emotional presence actually is, because it's more than just being physically there. Emotional presence is the ability to be fully engaged in the moment, to listen deeply, and to connect with her on an emotional level. It's about making her feel seen, heard, and valued. It's not just about hearing her words, it's about understanding the emotions behind them. Think about it. When you're talking to someone who's fully present, who's looking you in the eye, nodding along and asking thoughtful questions, how does that make you feel? Valued, right? Like you matter. That's the power of emotional presence. It's about creating a space where she feels safe to open up and be herself. But here's the thing, emotional presence isn't just about listening. It's about being attuned to her emotions, her energy, and her nonverbal cues. It's about picking up on the little things, the way her voice changes when she's excited, the way she smiles when she's happy, or the way she hesitates when she's unsure. When you're emotionally present, you're not just hearing her, you're feeling her. And here's why this is so important. In today's fast-paced, distracted world, genuine connection is rare. Most people are so caught up in their own thoughts, their phones, or their to-do lists that they forget to truly connect with others. When you show up with emotional presence, you're giving us something that most men don't, your undivided attention and genuine interest. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're on a date and she's telling you about her day. Instead of nodding along and waiting for your turn to talk, you lean in, make eye contact and ask, "Oh, that sounds stressful. How did you handle it?" Or, "What was the best part of your day?" These small gestures show her that you're truly interested in her life and experiences. Another example, if she's sharing something personal, like a challenge she's facing, don't jump in with advice right away. Instead, say something like, "That sounds really tough. How are you feeling about it?" This shows empathy and makes her feel supported. Emotional presence is about more than just being a good listener. It's about creating a sense of safety and trust. When she feels like you're truly listening and understanding her, she's more likely to open up and let her guard down. This is the foundation of any strong connection, whether it's romantic or otherwise. And here's the best part. Emotional presence doesn't require any special skills or talents. It's something anyone can do. You just have to be intentional about it. It's about showing up as your authentic self and making her feel valued. So, the next time you're with her, put away your phone, make eye contact, and really listen to what she's saying. Show her that you're fully present and engaged. When you do this, you'll create a connection that most men never will. And trust me, that's a signal you don't want to miss. Why women love emotional presence. Now you might be wondering, why do women love emotional presence so much? What is it about being fully present and engaged that makes such a difference? Let's dive into the psychology behind this, because understanding the why will help you see just how powerful this skill really is. First, let's talk about the world we live in today. We're more connected than ever through technology, but ironically, we're also more disconnected on an emotional level. Most people are glued to their phones, distracted by notifications, or mentally checked out during conversations. When you show up with emotional presence, you're giving her something rare and valuable, your undivided attention. And here's the thing, women are naturally drawn to men who make them feel seen, heard, and valued. It's not about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's about creating a sense of safety and trust. When she feels like you're truly listening and understanding her, she's more likely to open up and let her guard down. This is the foundation of any strong connection, whether it's romantic or otherwise. But let's go deeper. Emotional presence taps into something fundamental in human psychology, the need for connection. We all want to feel understood and appreciated, and women, in particular, are wired to seek emotional intimacy. When you're emotionally present, you're meeting that need in a way that most men don't. Think about it. When you're fully present, you're not just hearing her words, you're picking up on her tone, her body language, and the emotions behind what she's saying. You're showing her that you care about her thoughts, her feelings, and her experiences. And that's incredibly attractive. Here's an example. Imagine she's telling you about a tough day at work. Instead of just nodding along or offering a quick solution, you lean in, make eye contact, and say, "That sounds really frustrating. How are you feeling about it?" This shows empathy and makes her feel supported. It's not about fixing her problems. It's about being there for her in a meaningful way. Another reason women love emotional presence is that it creates a sense of safety. When she feels like you're truly listening and understanding her, she's more likely to open up and be herself. This is huge because women are often judged or misunderstood in their interactions with men. When you show up with emotional presence, you're creating a space where she feels safe to be vulnerable. And here's something else to consider. Emotional presence is a sign of confidence. It shows that you're secure enough to focus on her without needing to impress or perform. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and making her feel comfortable in hers. So why do women love emotional presence? Because it makes them feel valued, understood, and safe. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up as your authentic self and making her feel like she matters. And here's the best part. Emotional presence isn't just beneficial in dating. It's a skill that can improve all your relationships with friends, family, and colleagues. When you learn to be fully present, you'll create deeper, more meaningful connections in every area of your life. So the next time you're with her, put away your phone, make eye contact, and really listen to what she's saying. Show her that you're fully present and engaged. When you do this, you'll create a connection that most men never will. And trust me, that's a signal you don't want to miss. How to practice emotional presence. All right, so now that we've talked about what emotional presence is and why women love it, let's get into the practical part, how to actually practice it. Because here's the thing, emotional presence isn't just a concept, it's a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice to master. But don't worry, I'm going to break it down into simple, actionable steps that you can start using today. Step 1. Be fully present. The first step to practicing emotional presence is to be fully present. This means putting away distractions and giving her your undivided attention. And I'm not just talking about your phone, I'm talking about your mental distractions too. Think about it. How many times have you been in a conversation where you're physically there, but your mind is somewhere else? Maybe you're thinking about what you're going to say next, or worrying about how you're coming across. When you do this, you're not really present. You're just going through the motions. So how do you fix this? Start by eliminating external distractions. Put your phone on silent, turn off the TV, and focus on her. Then work on clearing your mind. If you catch yourself drifting, gently bring your attention back to the conversation. This might feel awkward at first, but with practice, it will become second nature. Step 2. Listen deeply. The second step is to listen deeply. This is where most men go wrong. They hear the words, but they don't truly listen to what's being said. Deep listening is about more than just hearing. It's about understanding the emotions behind the words. Here's how to do it. Pay attention to her tone, her body language, and the emotion she's expressing. Is she excited, frustrated, nervous? When you pick up on these cues, you can respond in a way that shows you truly understand her. For example, if she's telling you about a stressful day at work, don't just nod along and say, "That sounds tough." Instead, listen for the emotions behind her words. Is she feeling overwhelmed, unappreciated, stressed? Once you identify the emotion, you can respond with empathy. Say something like, "Oh, that sounds really frustrating. How are you feeling about it?" This shows her that you're not just hearing her, you're understanding her. Step 3. Respond thoughtfully. The third step is to respond thoughtfully. This is where you take everything you've learned from being present and listening deeply, and you use it to create a meaningful connection. Thoughtful responses are about more than just agreeing or offering advice. They're about showing her that you're engaged and that you care about what she's saying. This could mean asking follow-up questions, sharing your own thoughts, or simply validating her feelings. For example, if she's sharing a personal story, don't just say, "Well, that's cool." Instead, ask a follow-up question like, "What was that experience like for you?" Or, "How did that make you feel?" This keeps the conversation flowing and shows her that you're genuinely interested. Step 4. Practice empathy. The fourth step is to practice empathy. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their feelings. When you practice empathy, you're showing her that you care about her emotions and experiences. Here's how to do it. When she's sharing something personal, try to imagine how you would feel in her situation. Then respond in a way that reflects that understanding. For example, if she's talking about a difficult situation, you might say, "I can't imagine how hard that must have been for you. How are you coping with it?" This shows her that you're not just listening, you're feeling with her. Step 5. Be authentic. The final step is to be authentic. Emotional presence isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about showing up as your true self. When you're authentic, you create a genuine connection that's based on trust and mutual respect. So don't try to be perfect or have all the answers. Just be yourself and let the conversation flow naturally. When you're authentic, she'll feel it, and that's what creates a lasting connection. Putting it all together. Now let's put it all together. Imagine you're on a date and she's telling you about her day. Instead of nodding along and waiting for your turn to talk, you lean in, make eye contact, and ask, "That sounds stressful. How did you handle it?" Or, "What was the best part of your day?" These small gestures show her that you're truly interested in her life and experiences. Another example, if she's sharing something personal, like a challenge she's facing, don't jump in with advice right away. Instead, say something like, "That sounds really tough. How are you feeling about it?" This shows empathy and makes her feel supported. When you practice emotional presence, you'll notice a shift in how women respond to you. They'll feel more comfortable around you, more willing to open up, and more attracted to you. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up as your authentic self and making her feel valued. So, the next time you're with her, put away your phone, make eye contact, and really listen to what she's saying. Show her that you're fully present and engaged. When you do this, you'll create a connection that most men never will, and trust me, that's a signal you don't want to miss. Real life? Examples of emotional presence. Let's bring this to life with some real-life examples, because sometimes it's easier to understand a concept when you can see it in action. These scenarios will show you exactly how emotional presence works and how you can apply it in your own interactions. Example 1. The stressful day. Imagine you're on a date and she's telling you about her day. She says, "Work was so overwhelming today. I had back-to-back meetings and my boss was breathing down my neck about a deadline." Now, most men would respond with something like, "That sounds tough," and then move on. But if you're practicing emotional presence, you'll do something different. You'll lean in, make eye contact and say, "That sounds really stressful. How did you handle it?" Or, "What was the most challenging part of your day?" This shows her that you're not just hearing her words, you're understanding her emotions. You're giving her the space to open up and share more, which creates a deeper connection. Example 2, the personal challenge. Now let's say she's sharing something more personal. She tells you, "I've been feeling really overwhelmed lately. I'm trying to balance work, family, and my own goals, and it's just a lot." A typical response might be, "You'll figure it out," or "Just take it one day at a time." But if you're practicing emotional presence, you'll respond with empathy. You might say, "That sounds really tough. How are you feeling about it?" Or, "What's been the hardest part for you?" This shows her that you're not just offering a quick fix. You're genuinely interested in how she's feeling. It creates a sense of safety and trust, which is the foundation of any strong connection. Example 3. The exciting news. Now let's flip the script. Imagine she's sharing something exciting. She says, "I just got promoted at work. I've been working so hard for this, and I can't believe it finally happened." A typical response might be, "And that's great, Ian," or "Congratulations." But if you're practicing emotional presence, you'll go deeper. You might say, "Oh, that's amazing. How does it feel to see all your hard work pay off?" Or, "What are you most excited about in this new role?" This shows her that you're not just acknowledging her achievement, you're celebrating it with her. It creates a sense of shared joy and connection, which is incredibly powerful. Example 4. The vulnerable moment. Finally, let's talk about a vulnerable moment. Imagine she's sharing something personal, like a fear or insecurity. She says, I've been feeling really insecure about my career lately. I'm not sure if I'm on the right path. A typical response might be, you'll figure it out, or just keep going. But if you're practicing emotional presence, you'll respond with empathy and understanding. You might say, that sounds really challenging. What's been making you feel unsure? Or, how can I support you through this? This shows her that you're not just brushing off her concerns, you're taking them seriously. It creates a sense of safety and trust, which is essential for any deep connection. Why these examples matter? These examples show you how emotional presence works in real life. It's not about having all the answers or saying the perfect thing. It's about showing up fully and making her feel seen, heard, and valued. When you practice emotional presence, you'll notice a shift in how women respond to you. They'll feel more comfortable around you, more willing to open up, and more attracted to you. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up as your authentic self and making her feel like she matters. So the next time you're in a conversation, think about these examples. Put away your phone, make eye contact, and really listen to what she's saying. Show her that you're fully present and engaged. When you do this, you'll create a connection that most men never will. And trust me, that's a signal you don't want to miss. Why most men don't do this? Now you might be wondering, if emotional presence is so powerful, why don't more men do it? Why is it that 99% of men overlook this simple yet game-changing skill? Let's dive into the reasons behind this, because understanding the why can help you break free from the patterns that hold most men back. Reason 1, they're focused on performance. One of the biggest reasons men don't practice emotional presence is that they're too focused on performance. They're so worried about saying the right thing, making a good impression, or coming across as confident that they forget to just be present. Think about it. How many times have you been in a conversation where you're more focused on what you're going to say next than on what the other person is actually saying? This is a common trap, especially in dating. Men often feel like they need to impress or entertain, but the truth is, women value connection over performance. When you're focused on performing, you're not really present. You're in your head, overthinking every word and gesture instead of being in the moment. And that's where emotional presence comes in. It's about letting go of the need to perform and just being there with her. Reason 2, they're distracted. Another reason men don't practice emotional presence is that they're distracted. We live in a world full of distractions, phones, social media, work, and endless to-do lists. It's easy to be physically present, but mentally checked out. But here's the thing, emotional presence requires your full attention. It's about putting away your phone, turning off the TV, and really focusing on the person in front of you. And for a lot of men, that's a challenge. They're so used to multitasking and being on all the time that they forget how to just be present. Reason 3, they don't understand its power. Many men don't practice emotional presence simply because they don't understand its power. They think that attraction is all about looks, money, or status, and they overlook the importance of emotional connection. But here's the truth. Emotional presence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. It's not about what you have or how you look. It's about how you make her feel. When you're emotionally present, you're showing her that you value her as a person, and that's something women find incredibly attractive. Reason 4, they're afraid of vulnerability. Another reason men avoid emotional presence is that it requires vulnerability. Being emotionally present means opening yourself up to someone else's emotions, and that can feel uncomfortable or even scary. Many men are taught to suppress their emotions and avoid vulnerability at all costs. They're afraid that if they show too much emotion, they'll come across as weak or needy. But the truth is, vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. When you're emotionally present, you're showing her that you're confident enough to be authentic and open. Reason 5, they don't know how. Finally, many men don't practice emotional presence simply because they don't know how. They've never been taught how to listen deeply, respond thoughtfully, or create a sense of emotional connection. But here's the good news. Emotional presence is a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned. It's not something you're born with. It's something you develop through practice and intention. And once you start practicing it, you'll see how powerful it can be. Breaking the pattern. So how do you break free from these patterns and start practicing emotional presence? It starts with awareness. Recognize when you're focused on performance, distracted, or afraid of vulnerability, and make a conscious effort to shift your focus. Remember, emotional presence isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up as your authentic self and making her feel valued. When you do this, you'll create a connection that most men never will. So the next time you're with her, put away your phone, make eye contact, and really listen to what she's saying. Show her that you're fully present and engaged. When you do this, you'll stand out in a way that most men never do. And trust me, that's a signal you don't want to miss. The impact of emotional presence. Let's talk about the impact of emotional presence, because when you start practicing this skill, you'll notice a profound shift in your relationships. It's not just about making her feel good in the moment, it's about creating a lasting connection that sets you apart from the crowd. When you're emotionally present, you're showing her that you value her as a person. You're creating a sense of safety and trust that allows her to open up and be herself. And here's the thing, when she feels safe and understood, she's more likely to be attracted to you. But the impact of emotional presence goes beyond attraction. It's a skill that can improve all your relationships with friends, family, and colleagues. When you learn to be fully present, you'll create deeper, more meaningful connections in every area of your life. Think about it. How many times have you been in a conversation where you felt truly heard and understood? It's a rare and powerful experience, and it's something you can give to others when you practice emotional presence. So the next time you're with her, put away your phone, make eye contact, and really listen to what she's saying. Show her that you're fully present and engaged. When you do this, you'll create a connection that most men never will. And trust me, that's a signal you don't want to miss. So, there you have it. The one thing that 99% of men don't do, but women absolutely love. Emotional presence is a game changer when it comes to building connections and standing out from the crowd. Start practicing it today and watch how it transforms your relationships. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might need this advice. Understanding this one skill can completely change the way you approach dating and relationships. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to Stoic Stream, the place where we break down human behavior, relationships, and self-improvement with a grounded, practical approach. If you're ready to take control of your dating life and build deeper connections, hit that subscribe button and join the Stoic Stream community. Don't forget to tap the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos. Also, if you want to dive even deeper into mastering emotional presence and building confidence, check out the links in the description for more resources, including our free guide on becoming the best version of yourself. It's packed with actionable tips to help you level up in life and relationships. Thanks for watching, and remember, the key to standing out isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up with emotional presence and making her feel seen, heard, and valued. When you do that, you'll create a connection that most men never will. This is Stoic Stream, and I'm your name. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself. Stay tuned for more videos like this, where we dive deeper into relationships, communication, and personal growth. And remember, the journey to mastering relationships starts with understanding yourself first. So take what you've learned today, put it into action, and watch how your connections transform. See you in the next one.